stone, tell you truth though. But I'm in the booth though, beat with my suit though. Yeah, back in the day, I like to write that shit. Yeah, technology, I wanna film that shit. Chillin' in my Benzo with my Lorenzo with a new in-screw. You can ask my kinfo, she can probably dip it low, really slow. Look at little mama, no hands, she conscious but she came to dance. If she gon' want that advance, she gon' have to show me more than that ass. There's suits in the club and you know they watching. They tippin', and oh, they not stopping. You poppin', you drop it, you drop it, you drop it. You pick it, you shop it, you upgrade your closet. You upgrade your closet.
Walk around town with an ass like that. Walk around town, pump tags like that. Walk around town with the bling like that. With the bling like that, with the ice like that. Walk around town with an ass like that. Walk around town, pump tags like that. Walk around town with the bling like that. With the bling like that, with the ice like that.
Walk like that, cause I talk like that. Built like who, you ain't boss like that. Send me in the gamo, we gotta spark back. Rather put her hips on my waist than a strap. I slap a booty, watch a booty slap back. Bounce it up, now let me see you throw it back. Cock it, baby, like you about to bust back. Chalk 'em out when I hit the flow. Smooth criminal, no Billie Jean. Like Mike Jack with a gangster lean. No James Brown, but I'm a bad man. Gon' tambourine and put it in my hand. No Costco, I'm tryna sample that. No layaway, I need it right now. Front and center, tryna wipe out. Tryna surf a wave until it's lights out.
There's suits in the club and you know they watching. They tippin', and oh, they not stopping. You pop it, you drop it, you drop it, you drop it. You pick it, you shop it, you upgrade your closet. You upgrade your closet.
Walk around town with an ass like that. Walk around town, pump tags like that. Walk around town with the bling like that. With the bling like that, with the ice like that. Walk around town with an ass like that. Walk around town, pump tags like that. Walk around town with the bling like that. With the bling like that, with the ice like that.
Like brother polite, you the god of the earth. How do you know? Ask mama since your birth. Can't respect goddess, then you don't know your worth. Having real fun, my yacht real fertile. Love it when the goddess jump over that hurdle. You could be a turtle, but your ass got a critter. Came from the bottom and she pop it like a turnip. She pop up like a turnip. Django! You black son of a bitch! Deep sound, people. Don't tell you truth though. But I'm in the booth though, beat my suit though. Yeah. You so new though, stone tell you truth though. But I'm in the booth though, beat with my suit though. Yeah. Back in the day, I like to write that shit. Yeah. Technology, I wanna film that shit. Chillin' in my Benzo with my Lorenzo with a new in-screw. You can ask my kinfo, she can probably dip it low, really slow. Look at little mama, no hands, she conscious but she came to dance. If she gon' want that advance, she gon' have to show me more than that ass. There's suits in the club and you know they watching. They tippin', and oh, they not stopping. You pop it, you drop it, you drop it, you drop it. You pick it, you shop it, you upgrade your closet. You upgrade your closet.
Walk around town with an ass like that. Walk around town, pump tags like that. Walk around town with the bling like that. With the bling like that, with the ice like that. Walk around town with an ass like that. Walk around town, pump tags like that. Walk around town with the bling like that. With the bling like that, with the ice like that.
Walk like that, cause I talk like that. Built like who, you ain't boss like that. Send me in the gamo, we gotta spark back. Rather put her hips on my waist than a strap. I slap a booty, watch a booty slap back. Bounce it up, now let me see you throw it back. Cock it, baby, like you about to bust back. Chalk 'em out when I hit the flow. Smooth criminal, no Billie Jean. Like Mike Jack with a gangster lean. No James Brown, but I'm a bad man. Gon' tambourine and put it in my hand. No Costco, I'm tryna sample that. No layaway, I need it right now. Front and center, tryna wipe out. Tryna surf a wave until it's lights out.
There's suits in the club and you know they watching. They tippin', and oh, they not stopping. You pop it, you drop it, you drop it, you drop it. You pick it, you shop it, you upgrade your closet. You upgrade your closet.
Walk around town with an ass like that. Walk around town, pump tags like that. Walk around
What up? What up? What's good, family? How y'all doing? Hope everybody is good, having a wonderful, blessed, prosperous day above the dirt. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me turn this music down a little bit. Welcome to the top of the morning show. I go by Cedric Blickman, aka Blick, and I'm nothing without the team. So let's go ahead and bring the team on in. We have first, she's changed her name on Bigo. It's naturally Coco. Let's give it up for Coco. Wide eye.
Great rise. Top of the morning.
You're out here with the new face. What they call a mask, right? They call a mask. Appreciate the gifts. Appreciate the gifts.
Man.
AKA filter.
Yeah, filter. She on it though. She on it. I like it. I'm loving the vibe. Loving the vibe. All right, and we also have the wonderful Femi Fields in our wide eye.
What it do?
Okay, when our powers combine, we are the Royal Flush Crew. We appreciate everybody for tuning in today. Today, we are just sitting back, relaxing, having a conversation. You guys can be a part of our conversation if you are new to the show. This is called the Top of the Morning Show. We do this Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's one thing about hosting shows. You got to know you sound like a broken record at times. You got to mention it 1,000,000,009 times. But we're here for it. We're here for it. Today's show, it's going to be an interesting show. We're going to be talking about supernatural world or ghost. Both. A little mixture of both. Supernatural and ghost. If you got any ghost stories, any supernatural type of stories, that's something that's happened to you that was a little bit extra phenomenon. We are on top of that today, and we are going to just cruise, and like I said, you guys could just be a fly on the wall and post up. If you do have any stories, though, make sure you write down below. Tell us a piece of your story. We even have that box open for you, so you can come up here and tell us your story. If you're not a troll, if you're a troll, we're gonna delete you and get you out the room as fast as possible. But if you're not a troll and you want to be a part of the show, shit, let's go. All right. Cool. Let's go ahead and ready to dive on in. All right. Cool. Bring this down. I'm hearing some feedback. I do not like that. Yeah, gotta be the mic. Anyways, it's all good. So, all right. So let's start off with you, Coco. First off, before, I know you might have some stories about others, but have you had, hey, what's up? Hello. Have you had any supernatural type of situations where you have either met a being that you felt that either wasn't here, a reincarnation of someone, maybe an old grandma or something, a pencil move on your desk while you minding your business? Have you ever had an experience of that nature?
Yes, of course. You know, on our previous shows in this topic, I've touched on a few, and I'm not even sure which ones. So I'm gonna have to kind of refresh my memory a little bit. Which ones have I shared before? But
It's all good. You can share them again. We can share them again.
That's quite a few. Goddess.
Oh, what's up, Goddess? What's up? What up? Welcome to the room. Welcome to the room. Welcome to the live. All right, so if you can, let's go ahead and ready to jump on in. I guess we can all do our sharing, and then we can kind of go to any research that we've done online or on the internet that we see of other people that have had experiences, supernatural type of experiences. Yeah. So go ahead. Let's share it.
So the first one, well, this is like a two-part. I want to share my granddaddy's experience when he was younger. It's a two-part. All right, my granddaddy grew up, farming on, his family's property since 5 years old. And this is, he was born in 1933. So this is at a time where it's still segregation and racism, all that type of stuff. And I can't remember the ages of this, but like I said, he was on the farm since 5. But however, so it goes that one of the family's land was on a Sioux Indian burial ground, which is directed to my, linked to my family as well. So they were always told, if you dig up a bone then you need to automatically put it right back and bury it. And the reason for that being is that there was a spirit that most definitely was there. And especially if you found a bone, that spirit would appear. So it's one particular day, it's his brother and him, and they're out in the field, and they're, tilling the land and plowing it with, they got the little horse and they're using the plow, how they do the dig in a straight line. And they come across a bone. They pick it up, and instead of immediately putting it back in the earth, they went to go get their uncle. And on the way to go get the uncle, the spirit appeared and stared them down to the point where they ran back and buried it.
Damn.
So he says that the spirit was very dark, which Sioux Indians are pretty much dark natives or whatever. Indigenous people, Anyway,
shout out.
But this one particular spirit was dark in skin tone and had red and black face paint.
Wow.
So he said it was the scariest thing he's seen in that time of his life.
Wow.
And then, so the second time that he actually seen this spirit, he was fishing. And this is, like I said, during the time of segregation. So they had a spot where the black folks fish, and then there's a spot where the white folks fish. And of course, the black folks can't go up over there. So my grandfather is fishing, and the way that he was talking, he's catching all these fish, and then he caught the attention of a few white guys, young men, up at the top of the hill, looking down at him like, how you catching all these fish? So they come down and trying to ask him how he catching all these fish. He said he couldn't even focus on them because that spirit appeared right in front of him and went like this. My granddaddy dropped that bucket and ran.
Wow.
like that was a warning. Like, don't you get in no mixture with them. Like,
damn.
he felt more like if he was getting into it something with them, that would potentially, end his life. Not that the spirit was ending, like the spirit was warning him to not engage with them.
Damn.
So
yeah, that shit is crazy. Yeah, nah, for real. It's there's a lot of shit or stuff that's been happening, that has happened, that have made me a believer in a sense too, especially of the supernatural world or the ghost world. But those stories are, man, that's deep. I'm like, that's one of the new things. I kind of heard that before with the bones, and you have to rebury the bones if you find a bone and stuff like that. Otherwise, that spirit will mess with you. That shit is, man. I told you I believe it. I definitely believe it. Zaris, what's up? Or Zaris. Yeah, so man, as we ease on down the road, let me get ready to go on mine. I don't know if you had stories. I'll go first. But yeah, so I have a story that's not the same, but very similar when it comes to indigenous. Appreciate the love. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I have a story that's very similar. Not similar as in that, but similar when it comes to indigenous Indians. I used to live in San Bernardino. Some of the people know about San Bernardino. And that place is known for being like, way back in the day, the Indians and stuff were really like in that area. And it's one of the if you don't know about this, it's called the IE, the Inland Empire. Is one of the biggest, what do you call it? It ain't a country, Jesus. It ain't it's, how Los Angeles is like a country, but it's like a county. There it is. That's the word. It's one of the biggest counties in the world. It's like San Bernardino, Riverside, all those places. It goes all the way to Arizona, like close to Arizona. So that's how huge it is. You got to just know where it's at to know, like, damn, LA is already about an hour from San Bernardino, but Arizona is even further, like 2 hours, 3 hours in another direction. So it goes 3 hours in one direction. You're still in the same similar county on certain parts. So make a long story short, my entire life, or my youth, I used to live over here. There's a street called Pioneer. They changed it to Orange Show Road. Around these times, me and my sisters, we would always go to the Orange Show. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Orange Show. It's very popular out there. It's called the Orange Show. And so the Orange Show is just like a festival where you have, they bring out the jumpers, they bring out the Ferris wheels, they bring out the clowns, the basketball, full everything, right? And so this one lady told my parents about the day that they chose to change the Orange Show to was a spiritual or sacred day. And they didn't care because they was talking about they wanted to make money. So they switched over this day. And as soon as they did it, and this is as early as I can remember, we've gone to this Orange Show thing since I was like 5, 6, 7, like all the time. Every time it was like, oh, the Orange Show. Let's go to the Orange Show. Biggest thing in San Bernardino. But every single time, this is where the crazy part is. Every single time that they would do the Orange Show, it would rain. Does not matter. Sunny skies. The forecast says it's going to be the hottest day of all, and it would rain. So we would get there, and we just always would wear jackets. We would just know, and it's like, how does a whole town just understand that it's going to freaking rain? Like, really, it don't matter. It don't matter. You wake up, it's like, oh, they doing the Orange Show today. It's gonna rain. So the truth be told, before I say one of the scenarios that happened, is because it was an Indian burial ground. And since they did the Orange Show on top of an Indian burial ground, when that amount of people would get together, then it would just naturally rain. Like the grounds were, I don't want to say cursed, but the grounds just had something to do with, like what you were saying about the bones of certain tribal or Indians. Okay, so speed up. So now knowing this, and this is something that, like, it's happened so much to where it was a normal thing for everybody. Like, everybody there at the Orange Show would know what's up while we're raining, looking like, hey, we having a good time. We on the Ferris wheel, got the hoodie on, like it's in the middle of summer. Don't care. It's raining. So one particular time, I remember this time like never before, it didn't rain, right? Everyone at the Orange Show was talking about, hey, it didn't rain. Everybody has coats on. Everybody has the rain gear on, right? Everybody. And it's not raining. It's sun. When I say sun, it is the clearest sky you could look. And you look up, you don't see no clouds. Clear like that, right? Everybody's more amazed about it not raining than they are about, anything. They're just like, everybody's walking around like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Hey, ain't it crazy? It's not raining? Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Okay, this your first? Oh, yeah, it normally rains. This is good. We get about 2 to 3 hours in of that's also miraculous it was. No cloud at all in the sky. Blue, hot, very shining, like crazy. And this is when I'm at my older years, I would say. So I've been going since like 4, 5, 6. This was like 14, 15, right? We're minding our business. And I said, well, I guess it don't rain no more. I said that out of my mouth. I guess it don't rain no more. I guess we good. Shoot, we about to have a good time. I took my jacket off. Literally took my jacket off, put it in the car. We go to the car. By the time I got back to the actual physical ground, you could see over a hill. It's like a hill. Way down there. A mountain. Big old mountain way down there. And you're like, is those clouds behind the mountain? I'm talking about how far it is. It's like this mountain was like postponed. Like it knew it was like I would be late today. We see these clouds from it's so far down that you're not even considering it coming over where we're at. You look over there, we see this mountain and this cloud, big ass, huge single cloud starts to drift slowly but surely over to where we are at. And when you see this thing, it's like, I'll tell you, I went to the damn car and you're like, it's clear skies. We good. Boom. You look it down there and then we're playing. Everybody's playing. We're doing the stuff, popcorn, the whole nine. And you just slowly but surely see this big ass cloud starts to come, right? And then it catches your attention because how bright it was once the cloud covers over that particular part. It's like a shadow, like a misty, like, ooh, I get chills. It was a misty kind of vibe, like, the hell? Like, it's coming back with revenge. You know what I mean? So long story short, it finally goes over us. We all looking like we know what's about to happen. Then it starts to rain, right? Now, let me tell you this first. The first miraculous part was not just the cloud coming over and then finally raining. It started to rain before the cloud got there. Like, we were tripping in this, like, what is this, light clouds? Like, soft clouds that barely could see that was making it rain. We were starting to feel drops. I'm like, how? So imagine a visualization of it being bright outside with rain dropping down. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Rain, so bright outside, like you just a bright day, and you seeing rain coming down. And so then by the time this damn cloud comes, like before the event's done, the cloud is there now. And then it's just a full-fledged, like, damn near storm. And so that was from the Orange Show. And I was just like, that was one of the first encounters, I would say, in my life where I realized, like, it's something deeper than what people are saying. I was thinking that it was just a coincidence my whole life. Just a coincidence. Just a coincidence. And then they would move the date over. They would move it to another date, or they would move it around another season. Like, we're going to trick it down. We're going to do it on summer. Nigga, it ain't going to rain. It would rain. And so that was like one of those things, like I said, that made me a believer that there is something that's happening supernaturally, especially when it deals with burial, especially when it deals with people dying and stuff like that. It's deep. It's crazy. But yeah, that's my story. But I feel like, and then of course I have way more stories, but that opened me up to like, damn, what is happening here? Like, why is it? That's why I said when you say the thing about the bone and stuff, I believe that. I believe that because it's like, it's a realm of spiritual, like a realm of spiritual that stuff just pops up and it just shows itself, especially to myself. I've seen some things. So yeah, that's crazy though. But I'm still tripping off of, like you said, the bone and the spirit wouldn't know. That's crazy. But yeah, that adds to the stories. That definitely adds to the stories. And so everybody afterward was all laughing and crazy. We laughing because we thought we tricked it. The energy, we thought we tricked it, and everybody was like, we knew it was gonna rain, but it just took too long. You know what I mean? In that sense, I even had people that was new in town at that particular time. And so they was like, I thought it was just holding off because they were here. You know what I mean? Because we was like, nah, it's gonna rain. We were saying it with the most confidence. No, it's gonna rain. Trust me, it's gonna rain. And they're like, it's not gonna rain, bro. It's like clear skies. But yeah, that's just my story. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely some things that are happening in this realm that I could see in the world that literally you can't explain. There's nothing you can explain except for it is some kind of supernatural phenomenon, some kind of supernatural something. I got a few more stories. I'm gonna see if Fim have any stories that you want to share on there. Okay. She's moving around and her hands are occupied, so it's all good. So it's gonna be just me and Coco for today. But yeah. So no. I had some other stories just to kind of piggyback. It's a little bit different, but and this was different. It wasn't necessarily a ghost, but I could definitely say I've had conversations with spirits. I told you we had that happen one time. This lady wanted me to pray for her daughter. She knew that I would pray for people and stuff like that and do the whole casting out demons and the whole nine. I have a history of. And so I had a tourmaline stone. I was just getting new to stones. And so we're in the car with her, right? And it's her and her daughter. And she's like, yes, please, can you just pray for my daughter? Like, please, I feel like something's wrong with her. Can you just pray for her? And I'm just like, okay, no problem. So I'm sitting in the back seat, about to pray for her daughter. I put the little tourmaline stone that I had in my hand. I put it in her hand and closed it like with my hand closed it. Soon as I closed her hand, her eyes started rolling behind her head, like fully just almost exorcist type vibes. And she turned into like something else. Completely, like someone else. Not the same kind of accent, not the same kind of person, something else. And so I'm praying and I'm just like trying not to freak out, of course, because I've done it before. but I'm trying my best not to freak out. And I'm just like praying for her. And she's just shaking and moving her head and all this other stuff. And, crazy. And so to make a long story short, we end up finishing and done. And then, she coughed up. This is a common thing where people will cough up mucus or cough up certain things, which is deep. They will cough it up, and it's pretty much like the spirit like leaving out of the person, which is crazy. Once she was done, she literally, her eyes come back, and she's just like, "What happened?" And I'm like, "Nigga, you ain't remember none of that." Like, it's enough to be embarrassed about if you remembered. You know what I mean? And I had like I said, a few situations. I could go down the list. I've had a few situations where these visitations would happen either through angel or a visitation with like a spirit itself. And half of them, like I said, they don't remember. It would be awkward as hell even to talk about it again, because I'm like, if you don't remember what you was doing, like you were doing something that was not yourself. I had somebody even crawling like you, Coco. Remember that one time when you was Halloween when you was crawling? That's how I'd be laughing about that shit, because that shit is real. I had a person real shit.
I was about to say, I'm like, when was I crawling? But I'm like, I had to remember.
No, I ain't gonna forget, nigga. I ain't gonna forget. That nigga is flexible. No, I'm just playing. I'm joking. But yeah. So I had some people on some real shit like that, and it was like, damn. But it's just something about me when in those kind of moments, I don't get scared. I like tap into like my higher self is what I call. My higher version of myself. It just snaps in because I just know that this is something different right now. But yeah, that's a
yeah. Speaking of not being scared,
yeah.
because I think I've told you all this before, but I don't know if I told it on
the show,
on the top of the morning. Yeah. So, because I am not a scary individual.
Yeah.
At all. But I don't like surprise, and don't come at me in the dark. That I'm gonna have a problem with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm alone or not in the house with somebody, I have to have the light on, because ain't nobody about to come to visit me in the dark. Not again.
Yeah.
But
not again.
But so exactly. So me and my ex were renting a house.
Yeah.
And our schedules were total opposite schedules. As soon as I come home, he's going to work. So I would be there at night by myself. And I started hearing footsteps in the attic. Like pacing, walking, like somebody rocking, knocking the boots. Somebody had on some Timbs, and they just was.
Oh, wow. Like,
No. It sounded like they was walking on hardwood floors, steel toe boots, just straight footsteps.
Oh, wow.
Straight footsteps.
Yeah,
it didn't sound like raccoons. It didn't, raccoons can sound like some footsteps too. No, this sounded like they had on boots. So
full-fledged boots.
It was, So I started, of course, when he came home, I told him, like, yo, I'm hearing stuff in the attic.
Yeah.
So he didn't care nothing about what I said. So each time I would be there by myself, I'll just turn the music up loud.
Yeah.
Or I would watch a movie like really loud so I couldn't hear it. Because it happened multiple times, about 3 times.
Yeah.
So then one night he asked me, he said, why every time I come home you got the damn shit blasted? I'm like, I told you I'm hearing stuff in the attic. And I don't want to hear that all night.
He didn't believe you or something? He didn't believe you?
Still not believing me. Like, whatever. Like, she's crazy. It must be rats or something. I don't know what he could have been thinking, because show no concern until one night he heard it himself. And then waking me up, and I said, I told you I was hearing stuff in the attic. So here he go, trying to rush up in the attic to try to see if something was in there, and don't see a damn thing.
Oh, shit.
He can't see nothing.
Oh, shit.
So I said, I told you.
Yeah. Now, I remember you lightly telling this story before, because then I think I told you my story, because the story about when we were living, you just reminded me. We were living at Murata, 1085 East Murata. I remember that. And we felt like we had spirits, like spirits were landing on our roof. Like that was a portal of like where niggas would land. How do I know that they're landing? How do I know any of this? I have no clue. No clue. Couldn't tell you. But me and my sister, I love my sister Destiny. I miss you, sis. Me and my sister were investigators, right? We were the same vibe. So we're in the living room. And like you said, you could hear the pressure of someone's foot when they're walking on the roof. Like it's a different kind of pressure than, like you said, even any animal ain't that heavy. You know, where you hear the pressure of the creek, like you can hear the wood press in and crack, not just like you said. No, it was like, and I'm like, are these niggas landing here? Because it would be super quiet. You would hear it like a boom, not boom, but like a landing, like you maybe if you jumped and landed, and then you would hear them walk across. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And so we heard it so much that we got used to it. But one of the times we was like in the middle of the night, I say like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, if we hear it tonight, I'm going out there. So I heard it. Boom. Like, nigga landed. You know, the little, I said, boom, I take off running outside. Open the door, look out. And I'm looking like I literally like looking on the roof in the area. I know the area. You can hear the area under like where you're at. And so I'm going outside and I'm looking. Nigga, it got so crazy where I got a damn ladder and got on the roof myself. Like on the roof. Nothing at all. Nothing. And I'm like, sis. And she was like, no, I don't, we don't see it. But what makes it funny though is it sounded the same when I was walking on the roof. So that's how you know it was something. So she hearing me walk on the roof and it sounds the exact same as what we're hearing. And it was one of them gravel roofs. So you know the little gravel. So when you walk in it, you can hear the gravel. Crazy. So make a long story short on that one. Shout out to my sister Destiny. What up? She was the most investigative person of all time. Like we found out, and not throwing my parents out there, but we found out my parents was smoking weed through my sister. I didn't believe her. Like they was Christians and stuff. I was like, it's no way mom and dad are smoking weed. I was the one. She's younger than me. I was the one in denial. She was like, no, let's go. She'd go in my room at night. And she's like opening the window and like, look, just look. I'm like, I don't see nothing, Destiny. Just look. I'm telling you, just look. And I'm looking. And then you see a little light like, oh, shit. And stay in there smoking in the corn. My parents was hiding weed bushes in the corn. They can't incriminate them now, so I can say it. But they were hiding weed in between the corn. One day we came into the corn like children of the corn ass, and we seen like weed bushes, and it was deep. I was like, you were right. But me and my sister was on some like ghost hunters type stuff. We would always be on some stuff like that. Man, and like I said, it's plenty of stories. I can go down a list. I don't even want to put nobody on blast, but I know people that have done that. Appreciate you. And stuff like that. So yeah,
so
man.
I have a few supernatural
Appreciate
stories.
It. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
I have a few supernatural.
Oh,
so,
go ahead.
My mom's ex-best friend. Now I ain't gonna get too much into the drama, but the lady crazy. I would just say that. So one thing I'm gonna do is give you a little background on her. She was involved, married to a Nigerian man, and she's also like claimed to be very Christian, like speaking in tongues and all that type of stuff. So I guess she didn't tie the two, tied some maybe a little voodoo with her Christianity or whatever. But not my cousin, but my sister's cousin, that's a long story too, but my sister's cousin actually seen her like after the relationship of her and my mom was going down and me and her getting into it and all that, seen my mom's ex-best friend sprinkling stuff around our house with this lady that was dressed in all white.
Oh, shit.
Now I really can't take his word for true like that sometimes, but he said, I swear to you, that's what was going on. Like, I swear to you. And
Mm.
I'm like, you sure that's what you seen? He said, I swear to you.
Mm.
So I'm like,
Wow.
okay. And he's Jamaican.
Mm-hmm.
So I like, you already know, they be like, they see something funny, they like, oh hell no, you doing some obia and da 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 da. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So after, like, we had to move out that house, and my cousin always blamed everything. My cousin, now this is my older cousin that's older than my mom,
Yeah.
blamed everything on that woman. She said, can't nobody tell me she ain't the reason why all this stuff happened. And I don't know why she feels that way in her spirit, because I didn't tell her that about what my sister cousin said.
Mm-hmm.
So boom, fast forward, I'm living with my grandfather now, and this lady is calling my granddaddy, my mom's ex-best friend, calling my granddaddy for money, coming by for money. And I'm like, granddaddy, she's been doing this? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, don't give her no more money. No. So every time she would call, click, hanging up in her face. So this one particular time, she called. As soon as I heard her voice, was click.
Oh, wow.
Do you know, like, not even 5 minutes later, the damn door busted open. Like,
Whoa.
like it was a bomb at the door.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Like it was a bomb at the door.
What?
And it was me, my brother, and my mom in the living room. And we can, like, the door is, like, the living room is small. So we looking right at the door as soon as that thing blow open.
Wow.
Nobody is there. There's not a firework. There's not a nothing by this door.
Oh, wow.
But a split down the wooden door.
What? A split?
It's a straight split, yes. And it broke the lock. I was like,
damn, and it broke the
tell
lock?
me she ain't.
Damn.
Yeah, can't nobody tell me she ain't sent her little whatever over here to, like, I just, that shit is unexplainable to me. That door blew open like an M80 hit that mother.
Nah,
it was loud as hell.
Nah, that's deep. That's deep. I ain't seen nothing like on that. That's crazy. Like, I've seen some crazy shit, but that goes on the list. Especially that it blew the damn lock open. That shit is on a whole nother level. It blew the lock open.
The whole door was like this. Boom.
Wow.
Boom. Yes.
And he said the
lock
split
broke,
with the
door
split on there.
split.
Wow.
It's still split to this day.
Wow.
We did the little stuff from Home Depot. You put it in and you just paint the door over.
Yeah,
still in the split to it to this day.
Dang. So it's like, I'm gonna leave my presence. Yeah, that's deep. That's crazy, man. I've just chalked it up. So why? I would ask you this, Coco. So why do you think these things happen to us? Like, I get it. It can happen to anybody. Well, why is it choosing us to see it?
I seen a saying. I seen a saying because, like I said, me and her wasn't getting along, and it was really hard because I didn't do nothing to her. I didn't do nothing to that woman. And you know how they say that people can't stand you because the demons inside them can't stand, you know,
facts.
Your inner, that, like, they get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
facts.
This woman had the nerve to tell me, that's my best friend. Like, well, your best friend birthed me, woman. Like, it was just outrageous.
Damn.
It was outrageous.
Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, it seems like it just, I don't know, because every time I've ever had a spiritual encounter, it was, I can't say that I didn't expect it, because sometimes I would notice this. That's why I be paying attention so much nowadays. Whenever I see something from the corner of my eyes, there, but it's not there. So I'll be driving, and it looks like a few times, it looked like a nigga was watering grass, right? Watering grass. You can see, if I was watering grass on the side of you, you would have been able to look without looking and could tell I'm watering the grass because you see the water coming out. This nigga in the middle of his lawn. I look, nobody. And I was like, what the hell? Like, when I say absolutely, not even a person standing there and I'm mistaking them or a dog or something. Nobody. And I was like, So when I would notice that before my visitations that I've had with people, I would think that I see something and I didn't see it. It's almost like it's preparing me before it happens. I'm just a real true story. I would go certain places and be like, and just look, and I'm nosy in the sense of like my eyes. I'll look and like, what's the? That's why I like wearing glasses so much, because I can see the details of stuff. When I don't wear glasses, I can't see like the details of things. But I loved my glasses because now I'm like, I can see your ass, nigga. Like, I could be like, nah, nigga, I seen it. You know what I mean? When you don't got glasses, you could gotta blame it on a blur, or, you seen a glare or something like that. But I would definitely start noticing when I would think I see something, that it would be like, what was that? And then I look and it's not it. And then later on, something crazy would happen, like a visitation or like a day later or something. It was almost like clockwork. So that's one of my signs. Whenever I see something or I think that I see something, I'm like, is this it? Is about to happen again? And sometimes it won't happen, but for the most part, it does. Okay, cool. Let's get ready to go to commercial real quick. We're gonna do a couple commercial break. This is good. We already talked 45 minutes. just off of just a couple stories. That's one of the things I love about Coco. We can go in on that on that thing. Film got some stories too. I know she's busy, she's working. But yeah, we can go in when it comes to that supernatural. But if you guys are tuned in right now, you're tuned in to the Top of the Morning Show with the Royal Flush Crew, HMS Network. Stay tuned. We're gonna go ahead and close it out with a few stories once we're done. And yeah, we'll be back. We're gonna go ahead and pay some bills to ourselves real quick. So we'll be back. Hi, baby.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. And that wasn't that bad. We pay some bills real quick. Come on back. Come on down. If you guys are just tuning in right now, you're tuning in to the Top of the Morning Show with the Royal Flush Crew. We're here posted, having our ghost talks, supernatural talks, crazy phenomenons that happened to us personally or people that we know. It's been pretty crazy. Coco done told some stories. I ain't heard some of these stories. She done told us the fishing story and stuff. Appreciate you for the gifts. She done told us some fishing stories about her grandfather. You said, was it your uncle or grandfather? Grandfather. Yeah, the grandfather. That's a spiritual man right there. She done told us some stories about people unburying bones and unburied bones, and you see a spirit or see an energy. I done told some stories about, seeing stuff, of course. And then, the orange show with the rain still stuck in my mind to this day of how it rained and it was no clouds. It was raining with no clouds. And then the clouds came. But yeah, if a lot of this stuff is, it's my thing is just the curiosity of, it's starting to hit me a little different nowadays. Now that I'm a little older, I'm starting to see it as like, for some, I know some people are probably not as spiritual as what we are, but it's like God showing us that he could trust us with that information. Because a lot of the stuff we read in books, You know, a lot of stuff you read in different things. But why did we see it with our eyes? That's the thing that I'm always saying. Like, but I'm glad most of the time it's been a damn witness. So it knows I ain't crazy. I would have thought I was crazy if most of these stories I told you and it wasn't an extra person. I would have thought I was crazy. What do you say?
I was gonna say most definitely it is our journey and whatever, but I really feel like that the fact that we have creative minds and we haven't like, because I feel like most people cut off their creative side and their imagination and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like how a kid are like vulnerable to these things because they're not cutting off their imagination. They're not cutting off possibilities. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I would say we probably have that in common where we don't conform to the norm of the flesh.
What it is. Nah, you're right. Like I already know if let's say me, you and Fim, we was out chilling somewhere. Y'all like some of the most spiritual people I be knowing, real talk. And something happened, I would not feel alone. Immediately, we'd be looking at each other like, did you just see what? Yeah, I seen what happened. I felt it too. It's like certain people get it. And then there's other people where it seems like you have to either not dumb yourself down, but it's like they don't get it. They're looking at it way different. I'm like, you're not even noticing that this lady, when she's talking to you, she keeps saying this word over and over again through different ways. I pick up that you keep saying consciousness, or she keeps saying back in the day, or it's something that I'll catch up like she's trying to tell me a message, or somebody's telling me a message through her. You know what I mean? I catch that. Or if I'm in the grocery store and someone could be talking on the other aisle and I just so happen to hear them, but it sounds like it's advice of something that I need. Like, yeah, you need to just forgive her. I'm in the middle of like not forgiving someone in my heart, and you hear someone randomly across the way talk about forgiving somebody that don't have nothing to do with you. Right. But I be taking that as like, nah, God is knowing what's up at that time. I was going to be standing there at that right time to be able to hear that from the person. You know what I mean? And then, of course, if you have an opening heart, like willing to, like when they say eyes to see and ears to hear, like you're really listening, you're really looking in this life and not just a bot, then I feel like a lot of those things also happen to those people.
As I like to say.
Yeah, it's a lot of them niggas around here. NPCs going through the motions, you know what I mean? Just doing whatever they can just to survive. But yeah, I feel like a lot of those people that are like ourselves that have that energy, that know that there's more than life than this stuff. Like you said, they have the imagination still. They're still connected with their child, their inner child. A lot of those I've noticed that, that's the ones that I feel the most things happen to. Then there's other ones that wake them up, to snap you out of your damn reality. Cause I remember, I was drifting. I would say my spiritualness, I was drifting around like 17, 18 to where I was just going into work mode because I was starting to work. I started working at 16. And so I was making up money. I was getting like life happening, bills, phone bill was just popping around in. And I was just not even thinking about no spiritual stuff no more. I was like, nigga, this is my life now, And then I had to end up having a car accident. I was in a car accident with this girl. And when they say your life flashes before your damn eyes, that's a true statement. She swerves because she's the movie Fast and Furious just came out. That's how you know how old it is. The first one, the first Fast and Furious. That's way, way back. And she was driving like the people from Fast and Furious. Like she pull up, break down, right? And I'm uncomfortable. When I'm uncomfortable, I'm most of the time holding on to this part of the car. I'm like, shit, you know what I mean? And so this guy cuts her off. We on the side. We doing speeding on the slow lane. And then this truck about to come into our lane. And we say, Spurk. She don't know how to drive, obviously. What'd you say? Flip camera, phone ball. I don't know what that meant. Oh, I had a Nextel. Oh shit, I had a Nextel too. It was chirping. So anyway, she's speeding up. The dude about to cut her off, and of course she don't know how to drive because the first thing you do when somebody is cutting you off, unless it's immediate, you don't push the brake. You take your foot off the gas, the car starts to slow down, then you push the brake. You don't just brake. If you push a brake, you're gonna push an L on the damn freeway. I'm telling you, you're gonna do an L on the freeway. And truth be told, We did a damn L on the freeway. So the truck goes in here. He notices, big old truck. He says, oh, never mind. She flipping out. She's trying to catch control like of it while she's braking. So she's trying to like steer it. Not a good idea. We end up pushing an L on the freeway. The whole car turns left. If we're in the right lane, the whole car turns left, like literally sideways on the freeway, like going to the center divider. I look, see this big ass Dodge Ram about to hit us. Like I'm watching it go through the glass. I'll never forget this visual in my life. Seeing the whole grill of the Dodge Ram, like the side of two windows. And I'm like, Jesus, like my life. Literally at that point, like you said, every thought, every situation, like, oh, I'm a rapper. I do this, I got this, I got that. Like all that stuff start coming in my brain. All of that little quick second before I got hit. It was the most slow motion-ish type of thing. Like, you know, when they say your blood races and all that stuff and it slows it down, it's still facts. It's facts. The car hits us. Boom. We're spinning on the freeway like this. It had to be the grace of God. I'm going to sound like I'm preaching, but it's the truth. It had to be the grace of God that we did not get hit by another car. Because all I can do here in my, all I can do is hear cars flying by us fast. We were all going fast. So all you hear is while we're spinning, I'm hearing like fast, like, oh, one car hits us, we done. Big ass truck hits us, we can't do nothing. You know, the car trying to stop. We hit the center divider. Bow. When we get out the car, we found out somebody was watching the whole thing that was behind us. The car that would hit us, the Ram, was carrying a boat. So it hits us. The boat flies off of the back of the truck, goes over there. The car behind us is telling us what happened. Like the Matrix, slow motion over our car. While we're spinning, the boat is flying over the car. Like they said, if the boat would have hit us, we would have died. Like if the boat would have shot at us, because how pointy it was and all that, it would have went through the whole entire car like butter. So much to the point, this is how much force the boat was. When we finally landed and got out there, it was smoke. So we thought the car was going to blow up. Like it was smoke coming out. I jump out the car, right? Oh, I'm like, oh, my jacket. I don't know why I wanted my damn jacket. This is my favorite jacket. I go back to the car to get my jacket. It's smoking. I look down the freeway and you see the boat still going like a car. That's how you knew it was like how much velocity was happening. So saying all that to say, we have some moments in our lives that snap us back into place. And that was one of my moments. It snapped me back into place like, thank you, God. What have I been doing with my life this far? What if it ended right there? It was a whole bunch of stuff that was going in my head when that situation happened. And sometimes if we're not sensitive to those things, then those things can be able to, you'll just be staying asleep. You know what I mean? You'll stay asleep. So I would recognize if you guys are seeing stuff, like I was saying, the corner of the eyes, or you have close calls situations, don't take that shit for granted, y'all, because you could be getting another chance. You got angels that's protecting you. You got certain forces that are helping assist you so you can get what you need to get within this life. I know you had another story. I want to kind of go in on that story real quick.
Well, I want to share my similar story.
Go ahead.
Briefly, right quick.
Go ahead.
So I'm driving 80 miles per hour down the 5 freeway. You know, they be going crazy down that 5. And
I missed the 5.
I was actually going. Where was I going? Anywho, the back right tire blew out on me. My dog is choking. And it blew out like how it blew the side of the car off, and the bumper of the car blew off.
Oh wow.
And I fishtailed and then spun out on the 5, and they all going the same speed I am, but it was like Fast and Furious for me. And like how you said, time slowed down. It was like I was a race car driver. I took a hold of that thing like in bumper cars and was going shoot into the point where I spun in a perfect circle until it stopped. But then when I stopped, the whole traffic was stopped in a line.
Wow.
In a perfect line. And then guess what? It was a tow truck right there for me already.
Damn.
So
He was already
during
ready.
during this time in my life, like I had 7 accidents in a 10-year span.
Damn.
Like my grandfather felt like something was trying to take me out.
Yeah.
Because that's eventually one of those ones is the one how I injured my back really bad too.
Damn. See,
So
that's a wake up call, because remember the story I just told you a week later. So I remember, I'm paying attention. I told you her name was Alyssa. I got into another accident. It's not me driving. Another accident with a girl, and her name was Alicia. Now we were driving in the regular streets, and the lights went out because when the power goes out. The power goes out. Some car is racing, and then he didn't obviously know that the power went out. So he's way back about, how many cars I can give you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say 7 cars from a light. Like if a light was 7 cars, he's about that far back. We're driving through the intersection. We're like, oh, the lights went out. Like, whoa, shit, okay. All right, let's go. We're getting to the middle of the intersection, about mid-intersection, and all we hear is, skirk! I look, and this man was obviously going too fast because he thought it was a green light. He's stopping 7 cars back. 7. Like trying to stop because how fast he was going, and still hits us. Like, so you were going way too fast for you to be that far back, skirt on the brakes, and then the last part of your skirt hits us. Now it didn't hit us super duper hard, but it hit us to enough to where that turned the front tire on my side, where it turned the tire in where we couldn't even drive off of the situation or drive out the way. So he hit the tire. But that was another thing that happened like the next week. So if I wasn't woke by then, I sure enough was like, something's happening. Some kind of force, some kind of supernatural power, some kind of something is trying to make sure that I am woke, because I ain't never been in no accident ever, prior to that. And the fact that they came back to back, I was damn near still sore on both of them. I was sore, just from the friction and all that stuff. So it kind of woke me up in that space. And that's kind of why I snapped into a whole nother level, being honest, when it came to my music, to my ministry, a whole bunch of stuff. I just started snapping into it like, okay, I'm not taking this for granted, God. That was the second sign, boy. You don't need to do a third. But car accidents are, and I see what definitely RIP to your sister. Car accidents are one of the number one things that does take people out. So that's why I say the fact that I'm able to say I lived through that, and it's whack because when you're not the one driving, it makes it even worse, because it's like someone else's have your life in their hands. It's not even you driving.
Exactly.
So I would definitely recommend to everybody, make sure your spirit is right. Make sure you got, the stuff that you're doing in your life right. Because them supernatural forces come in many ways. It ain't gonna just be a ghost scaring you, or it ain't gonna just be something on that tip. It can show through a phenomenal type of situation that you survived through for a reason, or you witness somebody else going through it and you're still here. So make sure you take that, you don't take life for granted. Don't take life for granted. And making sure you're on your P's and Q's when it comes to life. I take every day when I say I'm above the dirt, I am appreciative. When I'm here again to see and talk to y'all, it's a blessed situation to be here one more day or another moment to learn something new, to fix something from the past, to move forward. So I would just recommend that to all of you guys. Make sure you take a time or take a moment to yourself to just thank whatever you think, God, whatever. You can't deny it. It's a God force. Just appreciate, that you're able to breathe, because a lot of people didn't make it to this particular point. All right. So that looks like that's about, we hit an hour. That's crazy. Let's go. Good show. Great show. Great show. Appreciate you, Coco, for your stories. Appreciate your support, Fem. Appreciate you, Kima. We even got a Pika Goddess in here. She popped in here for a second. We appreciate her too. But like I said, I'll say that again. You guys, make sure you guys are appreciating life. There is a supernatural realm that is happening simultaneously. What's up, Tina? What's good? There's a supernatural realm. She came right on cue when I'm talking about supernatural realm. That's deep. A supernatural realm that is amongst us, and that's around us. So we got to make sure that we're constantly in that space of just knowing that something at any moment, a miracle can happen at any moment, a visitation of an angel can happen at any moment. Even, like I said, the demonic force, some people are occupied. We normally don't see the demonic forces in people because we chalk it up as they're angry, or we chalk it up as they're some type of way. But being honest, we really can, it can happen at any moment. If your emotions are open, it's going to definitely happen. So I'll definitely say that. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you stay conscious. Make sure you stay with an open mindset, and understand that, that tomorrow's not promised to nobody. So if you are here to enjoy another day, then shit, you made it. All right. So if any of you guys are interested in contacting us, we are a film, a media, music, graphics, and event company. We do pretty much anything labeled under the entertainment, even cartoons. I'm happy about that. I've been doing a cartoon. But if you're interested in contacting us in any type of way, make sure you hit us up. You can go to that website down below, hitmakersociety.com. You can also hit us up on the IG, which is We Are HMS. That's WEARE HMS. Appreciate you, T. And we're here for you, so we're here for ourselves because we're creatives that help creatives, but we're also here for you. So if you are in that space and you're saying, I've been wanting to get this stuff out, I want to get this idea out, make sure you hit us up. My personal Instagram also is Blick333. So BLIC 333. That's another way to get in contact with me. If you're trying to just contact and see what's up. All right, cool. All right, Coco, if anybody wanted to get in contact with you, they want to maybe have some more spiritual stories with you or something like that, what's the best way they can get in contact with you?
I don't want your little juju coming on playing. But you can find me here on Bigo.
Yes.
Coco Water, or on IG, Coco Luong.
Coco, got him. All right, I know Fim is busy, so let me just see. I'm going to try. So, Fim, if anybody needs to get in contact with you, if you're available, how do they get in contact with you? Wait for it. All right, I know what she's going to say. She's going to say it's Femi Fields on all platforms. So look up Femi Fields. You guys can see it. I'm going to click on her thing real quick so you guys can see her page, her info. It says we're live. Boom. That's her info if you guys need to get in contact with her. And that's pretty much it. All right, so we appreciate everybody for tuning in, everybody for coming in. We appreciate you guys. We'll be back on Monday. Let's see what we got to talk. We had we either have the advice from Big Mama, or if we're able to get old boy in this Pick Your Pimp, which is supposed to be a comedy. We're supposed to be doing an improv called Pick Your Pimp. So we should be back on Monday. Let's see what's up. Either we're going to do advice from Big Mama or Pick Your Pimp. A little improv. If you guys don't know, we do little improv sessions in here where we're acting like we're different people and stuff, and we kind of go from there. So that should be pretty fun. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys on Monday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Once again, like I said, Cedric, I go by Blickman or Blick. Hit us up, and we'll definitely be back. Appreciate you guys. We love y'all. Y'all stay tuned. Tap, tap with the mountain.